Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a classic map. Calderis Refinery is our arena of battle today, and a classic matchup for you too between two classic players. We've got Crisis is his name, and if you've got a crisis, you know who to call. It's the Tech Marine. What can he do? He can build turrets, he can repair things, and he can shoot a very big gun very accurately. You want precision? You got Mr. Cry, but who's he up against? He's fighting against Gom, the man, the myth, the legend, Korean Supreme, one of the strongest, most powerful characters in all of Dawn of War 2. Not the Force Commander, but Gom himself, leader of many Korean 3v3 teams, taking glory away from the elite mod neckbeards who thought they were so good at the game. But then when the pesos were put on the line, it was Gom who came and took them all. But today, we're going to see what Gom can do in 1v1 with his Force Commander. A very scary hero in his own right, the Force Commander. A little bit naughty with that chainsaw he's got. He pulls his trigger on that chainsaw, not the pistol. Trigger on the chainsaw, and it goes vroom vroom. Bitches know they can't catch him. Thick, sexy, and his arms sporty. Okay, alright. We got Gom playing the Force Commander, we got Cry playing the Tech Marine. Let's see how this goes. So this is Space Marine Mirror. Now, classic Space Marine Mirror would tell you that shotguns win. Oh my god, a lovely shotgun blast out of the gate here. Combined with the melee from the Tactical Marines, you would like to think that Gom's going to lose his Force Commander. Cheeky little karate kicks from the Scouts. And those martial arts training are going to pay off because the Force Commander drops. And that is an effective 250 requisition down the drain for Gom. Now, Gom has caught the requisition here, but Cry hasn't caught any requisition here, because he wants to make eccentric plays. Rather than taking his default scouts and catching the clearly very visible and open requisition there, he wants to upgrade both of his scouts with shotguns, because I didn't finish what I was saying before. I was trying to say that conventional wisdom would tell you that the Space Marine matchup is won by the Space Marine player who has a greater combination of scout shotguns plus Assault Space Marines, because you chain your knockback. There's not a lot of DPS in this matchup, so you can't rely on DPS to win engagements. You want knockback, knockback, knockback. If a unit is knocked over, it can't do DPS, but that's conventional wisdom. And you know, when I was playing the game more actively, there was a lot of Space Marine mirrors, because Space Marines are such a popular faction. Now, I didn't want to just constantly do the same shit. Double ASM, double shotguns, double ASM, double shotguns. It got fucking boring, man. So I was thinking, what the hell can you do that's gonna beat that meta? And you know what? Sniper scouts are pretty fucking good at it. But I generally would go for triple scouts, and I would do that sometimes with tax, sometimes without. Sometimes I'd skip the tax so that I can get triple scouts and double Devastators out really quickly, and that would be a brutal combo for any ASM, because the scouts would be in front of the Devastators and they'd weaken the ASM, and then you'd have the third scout squad wouldn't be with a sniper rifle, actually would be with shotguns and the scout sergeant. And when you weaken the ASM with the scouts with the snipers, by the time they jump in, if they get hit by a grenade, it'll wipe the whole squad. They're taking chip damage from all the bolters that the secondary scouts have. Oh my god, is that going to be a wipe on the snipers? Crazy game already, man. This is pretty intense. Yeah, so anyway, long story short is that you get two snipers and you get another scout that's fully upgraded like this with shotguns and scout sergeant, and you get a nice hybrid. Alternatively, you could go for scout, tac, scout, scout, and you go two snipers and then one melee one to counter initiate, and then not melee, shotgun, and then you can also get the power sword and the Force Commander, which could be pretty good. But Gom isn't doing that. He's going for two sniper rifles. Now this would be a typical build in retail, because in retail, which is probably what Gom is more familiar with, in retail the scout snipers fire slower but do more damage per shot, and actually if the scout sniper's above the same level as the tactical marines, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure, and if it doesn't do it, it comes very close, you can two-shot a tactical marine model. So, and you can also one-shot scout models, which becomes quite ridiculous. But Elite Mod did nerf those sniper rifles because, understandably, that's really ridiculous. And that's why in retail, you would always see scout snipers, because they were just a total joke. You know, you kill an enemy scout in one shot, that's ridiculous. Obviously, they're not going to go shotguns if that's the case. But yeah, Elite Mod changed these things, so we're not going to see that. Gom, I mean, it looks like both players are going to go for a fast tick here and just defy conventional Elite Mod wisdom and skip those ASM. But I think that Cry has an advantage with these compositions. I don't necessarily think that shotgun scouts in Elite Mod beat snipers in the mirror. I don't think that. But I think if you go for this build where both of you are only getting tacs and 2 scouts, then I think shotguns wins, because shotguns scale better. These guys are going to be really annoying in tier 2 as they start getting more levels. Frags are always useful, and okay, he's had to get double infiltration, has gone, but right now he can't detect the scouts of Cry, whereas Cry can detect his because he's got the sergeant. So Gom is actually going to choose to get the sergeants as well, and that's just going to, I don't know man, that's going to be really expensive. I really like this high-powered shot usage from the Mastercrafted Bolter of the Tech Marines. Tech Marine's going to die. Very close. Should die. Should die. Come on, Scout. Do your job. Boop. Okay. Well, both sides have lost a hero. I mean, this is going to be a good mirror, right? This is pretty even so far. Dude, I don't even know what I was going to say. You know, I feel like I'm talking like I'm wired. Trust me, guys, I ain't fucking wired. In fact, I need more tea. I can't even have coffee because I've had too much caffeine today, and I gotta limit that shit. Alright. That's a little sip of tea. Might have to do that a little bit more. Do we see a flame attack from Cry? No, we don't. In fact, what? He's coming out of the field with one model. Is he dropping in more attacks? That'd be interesting. When you get to tier 2, the scouts will be even less effective with their sniper rifles because the tacs will get the sergeant. Just, you know, increasing the model count means there's more of a chance that the scout snipers won't target the same model, and then that in turn means that they have to do more shots before they bleed a model, which makes them way less effective. With the setup time and the teardown times, they're very, very immobile, and they are really a threat of being grenaded by the shotgun scouts. So if we look at the XP, yeah, Cry's ahead at the moment. I wonder if he's got more bashing done. I don't know if he got a gen or not. I feel like I remember him shooting at this, and it wasn't 600 HP. So I think he must have got 1 gen. But wow, Cry is already tier 2 and going for a Razorback, whereas Gom hasn't even started his tier 2. However, for the Emperor on the Tactical Marines of a Flamer means that there's going to be a pretty vicious bash here, and it's not like the Tech Marine can come out and stop it anytime soon. I don't know why the Tacticals were running around with one model. I don't know what that was about. I guess Cry wanted to get the Tech Marine as soon as possible, as well as the Razorback, but, you know, that's cost him. He's lost the power farm. And realistically, okay, let's see if the scouts can get some good grenades here. No, they already used the nades. What did they use the grenades for? That was really shit grenades from Gom. What the fuck, Gom? All you had to do was throw one and then wait for the retreat path. Korean prodigy my ass. This guy's trash. I don't know. I mean, it's the skill in 2022 for Dawn of War, you say. Anyhow, Razorback is on the field, and yeah, there was plenty of time for Cry to have delayed that Razorback another 150 requisition, you know, and reinforce those tacs. Because Gom isn't even tier 2 yet, so he could have defended that power farm, and he'd have a really good economic position now and still gone for that counter bash, I think. So I don't know, I guess by the time that it would get there, If he'd waited for another 150 requisition, Gom would be tier 2, but he'd still have to purchase an anti-vehicle upgrade. You know, turn the tactical marines from flamers into missile launchers. That's a good trade. Let the Force Commander get a Power Fist, you know, who cares about that? It means he doesn't have the fun to have it, right? So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out from here. Bit of an awkward split targeting from the scouts there. That was a fuck up. If they both shot their sniper rifle at the Tent Marine, he'd be dead right now. One of the scouts shot the enemy scouts. Not liking the micro of Gom. I mean, I'll be honest, he probably doesn't play very regularly, so can't really shit talk him. But clearly there are some micro failings here. Lost the retreat indicator here for the Force Commander because he went down. That's a bug in Dawn of War 2 because Relic just left us with shitloads of bugs. But there you go. He is retreating. For the Emperor, kind of wasted there on the Tactical Marines. I don't know, maybe he was just expecting a fuck up, but I don't really think you want to be expecting fuck ups. You want to make plays with your globals rather than, you know, doing something where you just hope the enemy makes a fuck up. Because that shit ain't gonna, it's not gonna work when you're facing decent players. So we got missile back players incoming here. This is a Dark Riku classic. He loved this shit when he used to play the Apothecary. Missile Tactical Space Marines inside a Razorback. I mean, it's kind of like Truck Busters, but just 10 times worse. Scouts putting in amazing work, bashing another couple of gens. I mean, I think this is one of the reasons Scouts are higher level for Cry. Then they go straight into infiltration. They're actually running quite low in energy though. Gonna get caught soon. No upgrades for the Tactical Marines on Cry's side. Mostly just using them to cap. It's nice because they have that 50% extra capping speed. I imagine he wouldn't be doing this kind of thing if he was using Chaos Space Marines. It would just be pointless. I don't want to bleed any Tactical Marine models though. Snipers might get a model soon. Oh, Force Commander went down. Oh, Gom. It's very sloppy, man. My brother Gom. Come on, man. And Cry's actually getting a Dreadnought now. Wow, that is weird. What is that going to go for? So it could go for the Assault Cannon and really punish the Scout Snipers. In theory, if they all unload from the Razorback, an Assault Cannon Barrage could do huge damage. But at the same time, not really, because you just put the units back into the Razorback and move. Alternatively, the Dreadnought could get a Melter Gun and try and kill the Razorback, but even then, that's going to be tough. Because the Razorback's a lot faster than a Dreadnought, so unless Gom fucks up his micro, in theory you should never be able to catch the Razorback. We'll see. Now tier 2 ASM are quite a good option. Oh, beautiful. I'm kind of shocked that did not do more damage. I felt like that was a beautiful shotgun blast into grenade combo. But it didn't. We see the multi-melee, yeah. Okay, he wants to kill the Razorback. He's going to try it with the Scouts. He's actually trying to path block the Razorback using the stop command of the Scouts. Very dirty. You are a dirty player, Cry. You're a dirty boy. Dirty man. Doing dirty things. Razorback exposing rear arm and might get one shot here. It's right on the edge of range. Now it's getting out of range of that Dreadnought. But if nothing else, the Dreadnought can zone. He can make sure the Razorback and those Scout Snipers within it don't come anywhere close. But the Tactical Marines cap. Probably should move the Dreadnought up a little bit further. Obviously he can't see what's over here. He could be quite fearful of a Last Cannon Devastator squad. And that is the reason why the ASM as the next purchase would make a lot of sense. Combined with the fact that the ASM can use a Melter Bomb to slow down the Razorback, and then it's actually very easy for the Dreadnought to kill it. Now, one counterplay that could come in is the Power Fist from the Force Commander. Ooh, we've already seen a Last Cannon as well. Ooh, this is a really tricky spot for this Dreadnought. Fortunately, the Force Commander actually has to retreat. We see for the Emperor on the last devs, nearly enough to take it out, but not quite. They're getting tied up in melee by the Dreadnought, and the missile attacks aren't going to be enough. You see, this is the beauty of Walkers. Whilst you can wipe Walkers much easier than you can wipe an infantry squad, they don't bleed in these big engagements, and unlike in other games like Company of Heroes or Iron Harvest, ha! Iron Harvest, what's that? No one played that game. Sorry, forget I even said it, but unlike other games, normally repair costs money. Not in Dawn of War 2. So Cry didn't really bleed at all in that engagement. Let me tell you, he cut it fucking close to losing his Dreadnought. But he didn't, so he took no bleed, he's caught the whole map, and he's putting on a lot of pressure. Bit of a mistake to throw the grenade on the Razorback there instead of the Scouts. If he'd thrown it on the Scouts, I feel like they were really slow to react, and he probably would have got another model or two, which is just more requisition out of the bank of GOM. Now I think Cry's composition here is going to struggle quite a lot. That Dreadnought is going to struggle to get into melee because there is a snare from the Devastators with the laser cannon, and then when the Dreadnought is snared, he moves slower, which makes him vulnerable to flesh over steel, which immobilizes him for 5 seconds. All the while, they're taking damage from the missile attacks, and they're taking damage from the Power Fist, because the Dreadnought doesn't even have melee resist anymore. Now it's got that ranged gun. But Cry has got upgraded Plasma Tactical Space Marines, and you can see the power of the Plasma Tactical Space Marines. They do insane burst damage to heavy infantry. They are just dropping Tactical Marine models left, right and centre. This is brutal. The snipers and the Razorback are doing a good bit of returning fire, but oh, they just sniped the last dev. Oh, that's brutal. Oh, this is not good. Poor GOM. What is GOM gonna do to counter this? Cry, you're dirty. You're a dirty man. I mean, look, he's got Scout Snipers. He needs to be bleeding the attacks with the Scout Snipers. Whilst the Tactical Marines can reinforce off the Razorback, they can't heal off of it. So they're looking pretty juicy targets for the Sniper Rifles right now, gotta admit. Level 3 tax for both players. Oh man, the levels on the Scouts from GOM so much lower. See, the other problem that Scout Snipers have is that they start bleeding power. Every time you lose a model with the Scout Snipers, you lose power when you reinforce them. Look at this. Free power every single time. Oh, nice grenades. He didn't build it. Oh, how the fuck did that not do more damage? I feel like only one of the grenades did damage there. That was very strange. Anyway, Blessing of the Omnicide coming in from the Tech Marine, giving both of the vehicles here some repairing, but there is flesh over steel. And you've still got missile attacks, which are just reinforcing. He needs to tie the missile attacks up in melee. Force Commander has actually got inside the Razorback, but the Force Commander is probably just going to kill the Dreadnought. He's got no melee resist. He dies in one more hit, right? Blessing of the Omnisire saves it, but it doesn't matter. He can't actually take out the Razorback. Not enough support there for that all-in. I don't really like that play, Cry. But then again, I don't really like the play to even get a Metal Dreadnought, so, you know, kudos for trying it. I was going to say maybe something like mines so that you can get a snare on the Razorback, because really, at high level, if you want to catch a transport with a Metal Dreadnought, you need to have a... is he actually going to retreat into the missiles? So close! If you actually want to catch the Razorback with Metal Dreadnought, you need to snare it first, but mines would be very tricky to use, because obviously there's two Scout Snipers here who generally are going to be pretty close to the Razorback, because if they're not inside it, then you can actually detect mines from inside the transport, just something to bear in mind. Then they're outside of it sniping, so... Ah, what the fuck, Cry? What were you watching there, mate? Just ate that grenade to the face, and I guess this is where GOM gets a comeback. But there's a lot of requisition bleed coming in on either side. Tax are dropping. Really? A plasma cannon? Wow. I mean, I feel like if GOM gets ASM at this point, Christ fucked if he does get the plasma cannon. GOM's gonna drop in more Tactical Marines, probably give them a plasma gun. Interesting. This is gonna be interesting. I mean, a good plasma cannon shot can do insane damage. You know, that can wipe Tactical Marines, it can wipe Scouts, so that could be the game changer, but at the same time, you've got a Force Commander to deal with. Now, fortunately, the Force Commander has now got the Sacred Standard, so no Teleporter Pack, which should obviously help a lot if you're going to try and deal with setup teams. However, oh my god, look at the HP on the tax! while they just get into the Razorback. And the other scout squad's going to go down. Are they? Yeah. Yeah? How did they live? Oh my god. So plasma cannon's setting up, but it's just going to get sniped. Scouts actually move. I don't know why they didn't shoot. I don't think the plasma cannon can shoot this way. What? What? What is he doing? Oh, Gom. Gom, please. What was that? He moved the scouts, who were probably fine because the plasma cannon would just hit this wall, I feel like. And he just kept the Razorbacks sat there, and it died. Ugh, man. What can I say, guys? The throws are real. Oh, the throws are so real. I mean, I just don't know what to say. We got Sterngard coming in now. Okay. I guess he's really sick of the scouts. Razorback's moving away. I mean, you know, it helps against the scouts and it helps against the Razorback, but it's going to be hard to do any decent damage to a Razorback with Sterngard. For the same reason that the Melter Dreadnought's not very good. You just lack range. And speed. Speed and range will be a problem. Plasma cannon. Oh, they're up there. Whoa, that was weird. Laggy and weird. Well, that was a good hit. They are marksmen. I did not realise this. They are clearly using attack ground. Now, one of the changes in Elite mod was the plasma cannons were given a different elevation on their firing arc, so they have arced shots. Now, problem is that if you just leave them right now passively attacking, they will generally overshoot their targets because of the elevation. But the reason why it was added was because before, when they didn't have arced shots, when they were on flat ground, they'd hit things like these pipes constantly. Or if you had them like here, they'd hit this little bit of terrain because it's ever so slightly off the ground. Because all the like missiles and stuff in Dawn of War 2 are like actual projectiles which can hit things. So yeah, that was a problem. But one of the advantages of it is, as you can see here, they can clearly outshoot their actual range. So if you attack ground here, they will hit there. So if you want to hit an enemy here from all the way over here, you can, but you've got to use attack ground and kind of be able to gauge where it's going to hit. So yeah, interesting. I mean, he obviously can cover the VP from here, but the problem is... Wow. But the problem is that he's not going to be able to accurately hit that. He'll have to like attack ground somewhere around here to hit that. That's quite tricky. But I guess that's what Cry wants to do. Now, Gom has been bleeding loads, and the fact he doesn't have a Razorback right now, I feel like is such a huge disadvantage. Because the Razorback provides you with such mobility. I like the scout positioning here. They are obviously very vulnerable to snipers, but wow, they didn't really take much damage there, did they? Level 4 scouts. But what they prevent is they prevent the plasma devs from being just grenaded at point blank. So if the scouts do move up to grenade the plasma devs, then it's going to be quite telegraphed, right? And there's going to be time to react. So quite an ineffective push, actually. He does get one for the Emperor missile attack on the Razorback, but the scouts are in there to repair. P-Devs can try and blast away the Space Marines. He won't have line of sight now, though, so he's guessing. Yeah. Not a bad shot, actually. Pretty damn close. Not bad for a guess. Yeah. Alright. Well, they're moving on in on the P-Devs, which I guess you have to do, because if the opponent is any good and correctly predicts it, he will easily start wiping squads with that shit. But Karai has already got tier 3 and now there's a Vendread. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a little bit tough to take out. It's got melee resist unlike the last one, so now this Force Commander's looking all kinds of dead. He is so dead. And it has even more HP than a normal Dreadnought. So these tactical marines need to get the fuck out of there. Now that said, they did take a lot of health off the Vendread. It's going to take some time to repair. There is only one scout for Cry, but obviously he can repair with the Tech Marine, and right now he's even repairing with his Blessing of the Omnicide Global. And you know what? Cry has actually been really good with using that. Look at his red, it's not very high. He has been making good use out of it. Obviously he did use a little bit of red there to call in the Vendread itself. I'm not sure how much red it costs to call in the Vendread. If you guys know how much it costs to call in a Vendread, put the answer in the comments down below. And I'll give you a heart. What's that like for a prize? You'll get a heart if you tell me how much it costs to drop in the Vendread. Not like it says in the codex or anything, but you get a heart, guys. You get a heart. Comment below. Right, looking really bad for Gom, if I'm honest with you. I'm wondering what he can get to deal with Cry's composition. Right now, the obvious choice would be to get a Predator. Vendread's melee only, can't get any ranged upgrades, no AV on a Razorback, plasma attacks, have a plasma gun. Even if they get a missile launcher, one missile launcher is not going to be good enough to deal with a Predator. Melter gun is short range, shouldn't really catch a Predator. So, Predator would be the obvious choice. You don't really want to get Terminators. Assault Terminators or ranged Terminators are going to get wrecked by the Vendread. Yeah, here comes the Predator, already purchasing it, Gom. But the problem that Gom has is he's 68 VPs right now. It's not a lot of VPs. I don't know what they just hit. Did they just hit this pipe, or did they hit cover? They hit the pipe. How has he not destroyed the pipe already? These guys have been up here for ages. Yeah, this is the problem. Look, the P-Devs are just overshooting. Meanwhile, the scouts are actually just decapping the central VP. So, not really great. I don't like this positioning of the P-Devs. I don't like it. He got that really nice attack ground at first. You know, he clearly can overshoot his range, but it's just so inaccurate. And it's really micro-intensive. Even if you are really good at gauging the range, you have to keep attack grounding it, but you want to control all the rest of your units. You don't have time to keep going back to P-Devs and attack grounding. Here comes the Predator. It's going to stop a free cap. He might get the decap though, but oh, this is risky. Yeah, he's not going to get that. He needs to get out of there. Now he's building a turret instead of finishing the cap. I assume he wants to get a missile turret as soon as possible. Really risky. No missile attacks coming up. Yeah, I mean, look at the range on the missile turret. Well, the normal turret right now. It won't change much when he gets a missile. Now he does have a melter gun. Orbital bombardment? He didn't even get the turret? He's getting it with one. Will that be enough to kill a turret? I'm not even sure it will, you know. It's been a long time since I played this game, guys. Is it? Oh, it is. Okay. Fair enough. So that destroys the turret and it stops the decap. That was a really good orbital bombardment. I like that. And he's already got the twin-linked las cannon on the Predator. That's nice. I mean, the main threat here is the Vendread. A little bit of chip damage on the Predator. It wasn't a direct hit from the plasma cannon. Scout snipers need to move up and start doing something. Putting some pressure on. It's hard though because it's going to be really tough to cap with level 4 plasma attacks, and not to mention you can't just snipe the plasma attacks because they're just going to reinforce off the Razorback. But he doesn't want to commit with the Predator because of this fucking plasma cannon. Ooh, nice nade. Nice nade. They're quite far from the Razorback. They're going to wipe. Oh my god. That was really close. Good job they were level 4. That was a nice hit on the Pred. Pred's pushing up, but it can't push up too far. There's a Vendread and there's a Melter Gun Tech Marine. Here come the Stern Guard. Can they do something? They haven't done much yet this game. They've got Vengeance rounds loaded in, but they need to get Kraken rounds loaded in. P-Dev's doing some very awkward friendly fire, actually knocking over the Tech Marine, who's trying to charge down this Predator. He's forcing melee on it. Oh, he takes a direct last cannon hit to the face. He's going to die. Vendread's really far forward, but the Vendread has no ranged AV, but it doesn't really matter. Gom is losing badly on VPs. and Cry is capping the mid VP. So he's just going to try and win it on VPs right now is Cry. He's got Blessing of the Omnissiah, he's using the smoke from the Razorback, anything he can to get damage resistance. Gom needs to get on the field, ASAP cap that middle VP. Even if he doesn't cap it fully for himself, he just needs to decap it with something, get something on that VP. You've only got a certain amount of time. Once this VP ticker gets to 7, there is no more time for Gom to decap the point because it takes 7 seconds. Oh, misfire because his stupid Predator rotates too much. Can't kill the Vendread. He needs to get something on that cap. He's running out of time. And the P-Devs have moved down, so now they're going to more accurately hit this. There's even a last cannon, which Cry is trying to bait Gom into the last cannon, into a P-Dev shot, and that is going to be a dead Predator. That is a dead Predator for an extra last cannon shot to the rear, just to make it extra toasty, because that is what you want from your enemy Predators. You want them to be extra toasty. Cry has set up the end game beautifully, and that is going to be it, because now there is no option for Gom to decap. Even if he had more than the 7 VP ticks that he has at the moment, he wouldn't be able to cap anyway because of the P-Devs covering the central VP. That is going to be GG. That was a long one. And Cry won it again. I think, guys, if you see a replay with Cry in it, you can safely assume he's going to be the winner. And you know why that is? It's because he's the one sending me all the replays right now. I need you guys to send me replays too. If you want to send me replays, check the description. You're going to find a link for my Discord where you can talk about everything. You can talk about Dawn of War, you can talk about Total Warhammer, you can talk about Warhammer, you can talk about your pets. There's even a section for food porn. There is everything in this Discord. You want to be in there? Join the Discord in the description down below and send me your replays. 1v1 replays only, intermediate or above, around 18 minutes or longer in length. I want to see what you can do in Dawn of War. Can you do better than this? Send me the replay. If you like the video, I need you to hit that like button. I need you to comment down below, because look, I'm focusing on Warhammer now. Total Warhammer, that is. It's always been Warhammer. I'm focusing on Total Warhammer. That's where the competitive edge for me is. Dawn of War is obviously quite an old game, and I just don't get anything out of it competitively right now. But I still like the Dawn of War community. I still want to keep doing these casts, at least one a week. But I'm not going to do it if no one's turning out to watch. I'm a man of the numbers. I did statistics at university. That's what I'm into, man. I need my numbers. So give me my numbers, guys. Show me that the demographic wants it. Give me that comment, give me that like, give me that subscribe. Thank you for watching, folks. It's your boy Torpid, signing out.